back to another episode of the movie review with your girl, Madam Tara. And guys, on today's episode of a movie review, I would be reviewing a beautiful movie titled Obara'M by Kayode Kasum. If you are yet to see this movie, I do not know what you are waiting for, because why have you not seen this movie? Are you not a Nigerian? Are you not an African? Obara'M is a movie that every Nigerian, every individual in fact should see, because it is rich in moral values, it is rich in real life dynamics that everyone, I think an average Nigerian has gone through or is currently going through. The movie is amazing, it is beautiful. Kayode Kasum, the director, did a very good job with the casting and everything. I give him a round of applause because he deserves it. Now, what is the movie Obara'M about? Actually, when I saw this movie, when I saw the title, I was thrilled because as an Igbo girl, Obara'M is loosely translated as my blood. I felt some kind of bond, I felt some kind of emotions attached to all of those things. But seeing the movie, it is slightly different. However, it connotes the same meaning to an extent. So Obara'M revolves around a young girl that is moved on by life, and then she's haunted by her past. And of course, the thing of youthful exuberance, how that she wants to show off, she wants to live large, she wants to do this, she wants to do that, and then she's not properly guided, so she moves out of the house and then decides to go to Lagos to get a better life and live fine and live good. All of a sudden, she joins a bad gang, and then she was unable to get the good life she literally wants to get. She moves on from one part of suffering to another suffering. She ends up in a relationship that was unfavorable to her because, according to her, the guy she was dating is not giving her the life that she wants to get. So she leaves that one and then goes to another one. Unknown to her, she was already pregnant for the guy she dumped, but she had to place the pregnancy on the other guy so that he would take care of her, because she literally wants to be well taken care of. And the other guy is in a state of dilemma, how that he has lost love of his life and everything. So the movie is actually beautiful. We also see the part of paternal love, how that the girl's father, despite her bad attitude, is always yearning for her presence, is always calling her, always checking up on her. Even when she messed up, the father was there to take care of her. In fact, the father took care of her own child that she dumped. Imagine she gave birth to a child and dumped her child in the motherless baby's home. Like that kind of, I don't know what kind of human being would do that. So the movie literally shows us real life dynamics of an average Nigerian person. This movie shows us everything that we need to see. All the characters literally bodied their role. It is so beautiful. This movie, I call it an electrifying blend of Nollywood and Bollywood, because it has this beginning, or it has this intrusion, or this, let's call it this introduction of musical, and it is actually beautiful. All the musics that were sung in this movie were all amazing. The only issue I have with this movie is the lip syncing. The lip syncing is totally wrong. It is showing that it is not real and all of that. But every other thing is actually amazing. The movie is beautiful. The part of the musicals are actually beautiful. And in fact, when I saw the musical thing, I was so thrilled, because I was like, wow. I at first I didn't get it. I didn't get it at first, but with time, thank God I was patient, I persevered, and I actually got it. The musicals literally passed a message of passion and passed a message of, let's call it satisfaction, how that people were able to express their views with music. So let's talk about the performances in this movie. The first person I would talk about is Nancy Isime. You know, any movie that Nancy Isime acts in, she always brings her A game. She always makes sure that we get the gist. Nancy Isime literally brought up her A game, like she ate and left no crumbs. She played the role of Oluchi, the young girl that wants to make it in life, that wants to go out of her way to get things done. The young girl that is strong with that nothing moves her. Like she goes to whatever she wants, and she runs away from her responsibilities. So Nancy Isime literally bodied this role. She ate and left no crumbs. Like she did her best, even with the musical aspect. She was the head of the band. She did so well. Like her performance was very amazing. I was so entertained. I expected something less, but I got more than my expectation. She did totally well, and she has this thing of doing something and then it comes out real. And in this movie, she was a three-dimensional character. Like different aspects of the movie came out well from her end. She literally ate and left no crumb. She acted the role of Oluchi, another sister to Igunaya and daughter to Nkemo, who played the role of Humphrey, and it was amazing. Her character was non-dimensional. It was beautiful. She literally portrayed the young stars, the young ladies in Nigeria that wants to get things done and would go all out to make sure that they get things done. However, they get haunted by their past when reality dawns on them. Another character that is so interesting that I enjoyed was Nkemo. However, his character was not so profound. Okay, I expected him to last long in the movie, but according to the plot, his character was short-lived because of what he had to play. But during those short times, he bodied the character. He helped us to see the essence of fatherhood. Like, he helped us to understand the thing called fatherly love. So despite all the rubbish his daughter was doing, that is Oluchi, despite all that she did, he always came out and he stood for her. Even when everybody was against her, he stood for her, he defended her, he catered for her own child and everything. So Nkemon literally bodied this character, and he showed us the essence of fatherhood, and it was amazing. He was hardworking, he was loving, he was kind. He literally played the role of the father to his granddaughter, and it was totally beautiful. I love how that he ate his role too and left no crumbs. Like, even in his death, his subtle reappearances and all of those things were totally amazing. Even the language he used, I mean, he literally did it so well. He was a choir coordinator, he was a musician, he was everything, and he literally did not let that character suffer. He brought the character to life. Another character I love so much is Darasimi Nadi. This is a young character, this is a young girl actually that ate, I mean, like, she ate this character and she left nothing. She carried this movie. Imagine a young girl. She carried this movie on her shoulders, and it was given. Her performances, her facial expressions, her gestures, her words, everything was in check. That is similarly, I give it to you. And this particular person is somebody that should be looked into because she did a good job. She played the role of Ihunaya in the movie, Nasisime's sister stroke daughter. She played it, and she is a very smart girl, not naive, very intelligent, outspoken, courageous, and also talented. She bodied this role. She did so well. Like, I enjoyed every part that she appeared on my screen. That is similarly, take your flowers. Another person I also enjoyed his role was Deyemi Okolanwo, who played the role of Fidelis, Oluchi's first boyfriend, that was dumped and was played paternity fraud at a particular time, only for him to realize that he has a daughter somewhere, somehow, and sometime, and is not ready to take up the responsibility. But we see how that actually ended if you see this movie. Another character also that I love so much is this beautiful woman, this legend, this living legend, Onyeka Onwenu. This woman is amazing. Like, I was so surprised to see her on the screen. Like, when I saw her, like, wow, what? It was so sublime. Her character did not suffer. She ate it. She was Oluchi's aunt, and she delivered. She was she typically played the role of African aunties, how that they don't take nonsense when we are doing rubbish. You know, the rubbish our parents can take, they will not take it. So, and she did it so well. Onyeka Onwenu, she did so well. So we also had the Cavemen, a real life band, but the Cavemen, I don't understand what they did. I do not really understand, because I expected more from them, but their musical appearance and their musical rendition was not giving a 10 over 10 as it ought to give. It was not just giving that thing I wanted to see. We also had Bolanle Ninalowo, who also played Oluchi's second boyfriend, the one that was also played paternity fraud. This movie is totally amazing, actually, with a little bit of problems I think I have with what the character or what the director did. The movie is actually very amazing, very beautiful. All the characters body their role. I mean, the main characters, they body their roles, and other ones literally tried so well to bring out the best in this movie. I'll give this movie a 10 over 10. So it is very important in every movie that there is emotional intelligibility between the audience and the characters. Okay, so it is amazing. It's actually amazing. I love the language used. It was so simple and easy to understand. I mean, a layman will literally relate to everything that is being said in the movie. So another thing I love, and another thing I would love to talk about, is the theme or the themes in the movie. This, like I said earlier, this movie is a movie that every African family ought to see, every Nigerian family ought to see, because it gave everything it should be given. Now we have the theme of parental negligence. Now, parental negligence is literally played in the role of Nancy Isime, who played Oluchi. So she was negligent to her responsibilities as a mother. She was adamant to it. She didn't want to own up to the fact that she had the responsibility, she had a child to cater for. She would rather do other things and go other ways. But when tragedy now struck the family, she had to come back, and then there was nobody that could look after the child for her, because the person that was looking after the child for her had already died. So she was left with no option than to body her responsibility. So parental negligence, like we see in this movie, has a lot of havoc. It causes a lot of harm to children and to upbringing, how that the children would not, I think in most cases the children would not grow up to have good morals. In some other cases the children would grow up hating their mother or their father. So parental negligence is something that should not be condoned in African families. In our families, our parents should always be ready to own up to their responsibilities. So we see that because of this issue of parental negligence, Darasimi was not happy with her mother. She didn't like the fact that she didn't even know that her mother was Nancy. She literally saw Nancy Isime as her elder sister. So that, I think Darasimi's life, that is Ihunaya's life, was an open secret. The fact that people around her knew that she had the mother and her mother was Nancy, while she herself did not know that she had the mother. So I'd like you to see this movie to know the extent at which parental negligence can lead a child to the disdain of his or her parents. Another theme of fatherhood, and this was so portrayed in the life of Nkem Owo, Humphrey Okoli, as he played in this movie titled Obara'M. Fatherhood is a beautiful thing. Now I see reasons why the movie was, let's say, was released prior to Father's Day. Fatherhood is a particular kind of feeling that cannot be hidden. Okay, so this man in Kemo, because he's a father and then he knows how to body any character he takes, he literally ate this character and left no crumbs. I mean, he bodied this role of being a father. So the theme of fatherhood is seen in Kemo world, and how that he portrayed it. He portrayed it so well, and it became, or let's say he portrayed or he depicted real or important, let's say he depicted the ideal fatherhood and how fatherhood should be. And despite your child's lapses, you should always look out for your child. I mean, it was sublime, it was beautiful, it was amazing. We also have the theme of passion. We see talent and passion working together. Even though Nancy Isime is this child, or let's say this adult that is nonchalant and everything, she had passion for something. She had the talent to sing. I think that talent to sing is inborn in their family. Like Nkemo was, like I said earlier, was a choir master. The child Ibunaya was beautiful with singing. Nancy Isime was also an amazing singer. So this passion hits with this talent hits with passion, and then she was able to make a living out of it. She was able to survive from it, and I think it's literally brought her out and made her popular and all of those things, and it paid out later. But did she make good use of her talent? Another thing I'd like to talk about is deception. You know, deception is a fast growing theme in Nigerian movies that we need to look into. Like I said earlier, literature, or let's say movies, are depicting a society. They're talking about the ills of a society. So in this movie titled Obara'M, the theme of depression is actually seen, how that a lot of characters deceive themselves, and one primary point of deception was with Oluchi. She deceived her crew members, she deceived her team, and then she made a fool out of them. Okay, so deception is one characteristic that should not be found in a responsible person. Now, what are the things I like about this movie? It's a movie review, my movie review, so I should have the things I love and the things I do not like about the movie. What I love is, first of all, the cast that bodied their characters. I love Darasimi Nale, who played Ihunaya. That baby girl literally ate that character and left no crumb. I mean, she carried the movie on her shoulders. She did absolutely well, and it was so beautiful. I love the casting. Yeah, the casting to an extent is amazing. Like the likes of Nkemowo, Onyeka Onwonu, the likes of Sydney Talker, the likes of Nancy Isime, the likes of Teyemi the actor, the likes of Bolanle, the likes of a lot of them. It was sublime, it was beautiful. The characters literally did well, they bodied their character. And also I love the cinematography. Cinematography is perfect. I love the costumes, I love the language used, and I love the message passed. However, the things I do not like in this movie, there are plenty. I'll mention a few. Number one, this subtle breaks, like the subtle distractions, the subtle scenes rather, that acted as a distraction in this movie were very unnecessary. Like they tilted our focus from the main plot to another thing. There are some things that were not necessary, some fight scenes, some run around scenes that were very, very unnecessary, which the director would have just taken away. But I guess he just put up those unnecessary scenes to give the other characters that were not the main characters more screen time. But literally, it literally tilted our focus on the main thing we're seeing in the movie. Another thing I don't like is the lip syncing. Remember I said that this movie is more like a musical, how that songs are being, that they sing a lot of songs to express their emotions and their feelings. I do not like how that the lip syncing and the people singing it did not match. It literally showed that it was scripted, it was not real. It was totally, I don't want to use the word fake, but the lip syncing was wrong, it was off. But for the sake of love, we'll go with it. However, the music that were sung were actually beautiful, but the lip syncing was totally off it, like totally off it. Another thing I did not like in the movie was the fact that there was no change in time. I mean, you told us it was 10 years later. So 10 years before and 10 years later, there was no difference. No difference in hairstyle, no difference in body movement, no difference in appearances. Really? Like, really? So I literally did not understand that part of it at all. But overall, the movie is actually beautiful. I give it an 8/10. Yeah, so I recommend this movie for everyone, every youth that feels like there's no essence for that you feel like there's not that you want to get better on your own, you want to go out of proportion, you are now big, you want to do this, you want to do that. You should go out and see this movie. If you are also a fan of Nansisime Ikemowo, Onyeka Onwonu, Darasimi Nadide, the actor, you should see this movie also. And yeah, the movie is actually beautiful, very nice. It's a family kind of movie, and every family should see this movie. One thing you should take home from this review is that parental negligence should not be condoned. If you are a parent or you aspire to be a parent, you should be ready to take up that responsibilities. So in a nutshell, Obara'M, which is loosely interpreted or translated to My Blood, is a movie that talks about a young girl that was moved about or moved away from her flight focus to another thing, and then later she gets haunted by her past experience and she has to face the reality and the tragedy of her actions. Did she really survive this? Was she able to come out stronger? Was she able to survive the pit and falls of all that she did? Was she able to come out better? Now, how about the paternal fraud? Was it settled? And this also tilts my attention to the issue of paternal fraud. Paternal fraud should be avoided. I guess there's an alarming rate of paternal fraud in our societies. We should now take this issue of DNA very, very seriously. We should not be negligent to it also, okay? So in this movie, Obara'M is a movie that you should see. It's an amazing movie. It is a mixture, like I call it, a mixture of Nollywood and Bollywood. If you are an Indian lover, you will love this movie also because of the musicals. If you are seeing High School Musical, you would also love this movie. Although the musicals came in as an introduction, but then it was sustained to a particular extent, and it was actually beautiful. The music, the songs that were used in this movie were actually beautiful. In fact, I had to start looking for the soundtracks, but I didn't get anyone. But the movie is actually beautiful. You should see it. I have seen it. I'll see it again. I want you to see it because there's a lot of morals. I mean, there is a lot of morals that you can get from this movie. A kudos to the Kayode Kasum, the director of this movie, and every cast and crew, everybody that worked together to make this movie what it is. It is actually amazing. I highly recommend Obara'M by Kayode Kasum for everyone seeing this review to see. You will be glad you did see it. Everything, the casting, the cinematography, the costume, the language used, the themes, everything is amazing. You should see it, and of course, tell me what you think about it in the comment section. Now for my review, I hope you enjoyed the movie. I hope you enjoyed all I've said about this movie. I want you to also sit down, go to Netflix and see this movie. It is on Netflix. Go and see this movie, and also give this video a thumbs up if you love it. Like this video, please comment, share to your friends, and of course, I beg you, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are yet to subscribe. I beg you, my fans, I beg you, my friends, I beg you, my family member. So thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the movie reviews with your girl, Madam Dara. I hope you enjoyed this episode on the movie review of Obara'M. I would come up with another review this week, but before then, take care of yourself. I love you. Bye.